Welcome to Friendly Fire. My name is Macadaamian, and today I'm in the hot seat.
Welcome into Friendly Fire, everybody. Y'all already see it. You know who we got here. We got the homie Macadaamian in the hot seat today. So, Day, you and I are familiar with one another. We know each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only, a digital relationship, but we've met in person, everything like that.
Yep.
Had drinks together and whatnot. So we're familiar.
Fun times.
Yeah, definitely, and many more to come. But for those who don't know you, I think I like to call this like the 30-second elevator pitch.
Right.
Tell them who is Macadaamian, and after you tell us who Macadaamian is, where can we find you? Socials, where you stream, whatever. Give us the plugs.
Right, yeah. So I'm Macadaamian. I stream on Twitch. My real name is Damian, so you can see the correlation there. I stream Valorant, Minecraft, Rainbow Six Siege, other games like that on Twitch, and I also have other social media platforms that I'm working on with marketing. I have a TikTok, which is Macadaamian. Everything is double A, so Macadaamian. Nothing was available, so I had to do double A. I mostly am active on Twitter, and I use that the most. And I love all my family on there. I'm in a great position right now, so I'm so happy to be here, even with Justin.
Definitely. And if I may ask, how does Macadaamian come about? Like, where did the name come about? Because I think it's really cute.
Thank you. Yeah. So actually, my cousin Amrita, she took us with my other cousin to the Museum of Ice Cream located in New York. And beautiful place.
Which is dope, yes.
Beautiful
I have been.
Place.
It's amazing, yo.
Amazing. So you have to figure out what your ice cream name is before you go in, right? And you have a little name tag. Beautiful. I love the idea of that. And so I was sitting there and I was just like, what goes with Damian that makes sense that would, fit into like an ice cream name? And she was like, why don't you do Macadaamian? And I was like, that's genius. I was so happy after I heard that. Yes. I was just like, that's perfect. And I made that. And I tried to make it my alias on like Instagram. Didn't work out. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't have an online alias for gaming. Like it was always like dumb shit. So I was just like, you know what? Let me make it something nice. It worked out. Everyone loves it. So and I'm so happy. I always have great compliments about it.
No, that is very dope. And I think that's a lot cooler than my story of how my name came about. So I give you credit. Like that's a very cool origin story. And I appreciate you, letting the people know. Everybody, please go follow the homie Day. Y'all already see, this is all about highlighting creators, as y'all know, on Friendly Fire. And, I know, being in Damian's streams, seeing the content he puts out, the dedication, the commitment, it's a worthwhile, trust me, it is a worthwhile follow. You can thank me later. As people may or may not know, October is Depression and Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
And I think it's really important to call that out, considering all the things that have happened over the past, year and a half with the pandemic, the stress that has been put upon us in our personal lives, in our work lives, in school, a lot of kids who, I call it like the pandemic graduates, people who weren't even able to graduate in person and things like that. I think, there have been a lot of variables that can contribute to a lack of mental wellness. You know what I mean? And more so just on that, I think that's a very important part of what I like to do, right? It's just a wellness check-in. Like, how are you? How have you managed the stress in like the past year and a half? And, how are you feeling?
Right.
I would say.
Yeah. So going back to like being a pandemic graduate, I graduated from my high school during the pandemic.
Right.
And I was very fortunate to have an in-person graduation.
Right.
And I thank God for all those things. But not having like senior activities and things like that really takes away from your high school experience. Like, I wish that I had like homecoming and like prom and like senior trip and like all those things are things you look forward to in your 4 years of high school. And to get that taken away from you is kind of like, and I feel like now I'm a freshman in college. I just started. I'm an engineering major. Wouldn't recommend it. I'm taking 3 math classes right now. I have no idea how that's happening. So I think on like a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a solid 7.
Okay.
I think the 8 or the 9 would be school and just like personal things that I'm having a hard time with. I think I have a really big head. Like I overthink a lot. So not taking the time out of the day to like reassure myself and sit down and collect myself does take a toll on you.
Like how did you get into streaming and why did you decide to start? Like what's your origin story?
Okay, so when I was like 12, 13, which isn't that long ago. I built my first computer when I was like 12.
Right.
So I had like an okay thing, and I was just like, you know what, let me try to dip into the thing of streaming, because I always saw like YouTubers were like, oh, catch me on Twitch, catch me on YouTube Live, and I was just like, those are great platforms. Let me try to get on there.
Right.
And I didn't realize that like there's so many things that go into streaming. I was just like, okay, download OBS, put your scene up, and you go live. You don't talk or anything. And it would just be like Minecraft, because that's what I was like into at the time. And that was like fun. I was so happy like learning how to use OBS. And then when I revisited back when I started streaming professionally, I was just like, I know how to do this now.
Yeah, right.
Like I just click, do whatever I need to do. You Google what you need to do, and it's so much more easier, especially being someone who's already like familiar with computers and stuff like that. Right. So it plays a big part. The reason why I started streaming again, which I probably should have done throughout the entire pandemic, which I didn't, unfortunately. Main Beach, actually, which is one of my friends. She
shout outs to Main Beach.
Yeah, it's actually a weird story how I met her. So I met her because one of my friends streams, and she was getting more into the professional habits, face cams, alerts, things like that. And when you get into the professional field, you start showing up higher on the view counts, and people start watching you more and stuff like that. So I think Main Beach actually came, and she rated her one day, and I was just like, who is this Main Beach bitch in the chat? Like Sabrina's like barely just starting out, and I'm just like, wow, she's getting rated, she's getting all these nice things. Right. And I was just like, this is nice, this is crazy. So I think one time I had gone in there, and I was ranting about my Valorant endeavors, and I was just like, I hate this game so much, I want to stop. Like, people are so toxic, people are homophobic, people are this, people are that. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And she was just like, oh, no, come play with us. Let's do custom games. And I was like, really? Right. Invited me. I played custom games with her, and our relationship sparked from since then. We're great friends now. Right. Definitely consider each other as like besties at this point. And, you know, she really pushed me to figure it out. So I'm so happy that she brought that idea back into my head. I really wish I started it earlier in the pandemic. But even now, like, I've grown a lot, and I'm so happy with all the support that her family and her group and her Discord has brought to me, because I don't think I could ask for anything better.
I think you know, you make a really good point, which is you make a lot of really good points, first off. But number one is, you know, a lot of people don't think about what goes behind you know, the streaming, the quality, the product, right? You know, you might have the salad, right, which is you know, you can turn on the camera, right? You can record, you can play the game, but you got to add the dressing, right? You got to have the emotes and the alerts and the sound bites, and, you know, just like all of that creates this kind of ambiance, the visuals, the graphics. Like, I mean, even this here, Carl's behind the camera, nobody sees him, you know what I'm saying? But he's behind there, he's making this happen, right? And it's like the execution that is really important as well, which I think you know, it's just as important of a factor, you know what I mean, into that production. And I think that being your origin story, right? Moving on to like further down the road, what do you see for yourself from an objective standpoint and a goal standpoint? Like, have you set those goals? It doesn't only have to be related to streaming, but like, you know, what do you think that like kind of future roadmap looks like for you?
Right. At least for like streaming right now, I'm kind of just coasting, because when it was during the pandemic and I didn't have class and I didn't start college yet, I was streaming every day. Every day I was grinding. I was grinding. For my first week when I did get affiliate, I was on every day, 9:30 EST, was on. No excuses. And I was just like, you know, I have nothing else to do. And I think right now, like, I don't have any like crazy goals. I feel like since I'm coasting and I'm in school now, I can't have not that I can't have expectations. I for sure can have expectations, but like being able to
you more so have to like temper them, kind of like you have to kind of manage those expectations in a realistic sense.
Yeah, because I have class. I'm like being an engineer, having 3 math classes.
Forget about it.
Hard. Oh god. So having to manage things like that, and also manage streaming and being able to do all those things at the same time, is quite hard. And you know, I can't set really like big goals for myself right now. I'm trying to do what I can. I'm when I reach goals, I'm just being myself and letting that come to me. And when I do have to celebrate a goal like 200 followers, hopefully soon, I'll do a 12-hour stream, or I'll do actually later tonight I'm doing a baking stream with Amrita. Okay, so there we go. That's actually going to be really fun. And little events like that, they keep you going internally outside from like gaming. And then they also entertain the audience to bring in more people.
Yes, definitely.
So at least that's for Twitch. For personal, school, I don't really know where I'm going with it. I'm just going, get my degree. When I get my degree, get a job, hopefully get paid enough, get an apartment, and live with a million cats around me.
I mean, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. And, you know, like, you actually lead me very nicely into my next question. And audience, this shit ain't rehearsed. I'm not sending people questions. We getting authentic reactions and genuine reactions here. Day does not know anything that's coming. But like you mentioned, being a streamer when you have nothing to do, 9:30 p.m. every day, right? You know, you're there, you're streaming, you're waking up at whatever time, you know, you want. How is it managing that being a full-time college student now, right? And really having, like, let's call it real life responsibilities that you have, right? Because like me, you know, I was similar, right? You know, yeah, I work now, but like even in college, I worked full-time when I was in college and I went to college, so I know the grind. So like in your experience, how have you kind of found that experience for you?
It's definitely not easy.
Right.
And I think that it's like one of those things where you're just like, you choose happiness. You're just like, you do what makes you happy so you can get through the week. And my schedule right now, I have class Mondays to Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's my schedule for class. And I have a big break in between. That's why the schedule is so long. So during those breaks, either I'll take the time to do social media promotions, do stuff in Canva to do like graphical things, or like do whatever I need to do to make sure my viewers are engaged and that people are still looking forward to a stream on Thursday after class. Right. Even, it's like sometimes it's not even streaming, it's just playing a game and having fun with somebody.
Yes.
You know, like sometimes like I forget that I'm even streaming. It's kind of crazy. And then you look over, you're just like, oh, there's like 10 messages just piled up, and you're just like, oh shit, let me answer those real quick. Right. So it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think you know, it's you when you're doing something for yourself that you know, you're passionate about, that you love, it doesn't feel the same as when you're doing something, you know, like that you're not interested in, but that's not for you. You know what I mean? And I think streaming definitely, while it is, to be honest, and content creation like a second full-time job, I think when you put that love into it, when you love the process, it doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, last question before we really put you on the hot seat and throw you into the fire.
Oh, shit.
You know, you actually made reference to this earlier, and you mentioned that, you know, you were playing Valorant, and you felt kind of a homophobic sense, right? Around like people who play the game, right? Not necessarily content creators or anything like that, but just people who are online, right? And I know that in certain environments it can be toxic, you know, gaming kind of communities, right? And I think, you know, one of the things that I think is really, really identifiable about you and that you promote, right, is that you're gay. You're openly gay. You know, you love that. And I think that's something to be celebrated. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's beautiful, being comfortable with who you are. And my question for you is, like, in the gaming industry, right? Because I'm all about, you know, diversity. I'm all about inclusion. You know, like I'm all about kind of having a platform for everyone, right? And everyone feeling comfortable, right? How have you found that experience to be, number one, right? Like, how have you found that experience being a gay male in the gaming world? And, you know, based on that question, kind of, have you actively sought out building community that's accepting of that? Maybe that's also part of the LGBTQIA plus community, or has that kind of organically happened where people are drawn to you? I think are my questions on that.
So I think it's definitely a big part of like my personality, and it plays into being part of the LGBTQ community. Right. I have a very, very bubbly, outgoing personality.
Definitely.
And it rubs off on people very, very well. I could come into a conversation, I'm shy at first, but I find myself at home eventually. And, you know, it all comes down to the end of the day of the group of people. I feel like, for me at least, a lot of my friends that I have are mostly females, because I'm a lot more comfortable having, like, female friends and stuff like that. Sure. Feel like I can relate to them a bit better. So having female friends has definitely been a big part of streaming and being comfortable in the community. And then you draw out to other people, and there are really toxic people out there, trust me, but there's also really accepting people out there that are nice, including Justin himself. Thank you. There's people out there that have very toxic masculinity, and it's not very nice. You need to be open to having everything in your life. As for like my community, like mostly it is females, and I'm straying off to having more accepting male people in my community.
Sure.
I've met some very, very great and accepting people on Twitch, on Discord, on many different platforms. And I don't think I could ever ask for anybody else that I have right now as a family.
Right.
Because they're accepting people. I don't think I've ever felt any kind of discrepancies between me and them. And, you know, I don't think like negative energy is ever shared around in my community, and I don't tolerate that.
Right.
Like if I get any negative energy, it's an immediate ban and it's immediate like you're gone. Like I don't care. Like I don't tolerate it. Like if you say it once, you meant it. There's no reason why you wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it, right?
I think that's a very powerful part. Sorry for the interruption about like being the streamer. You control the environment that you create, right? You your audience follows really who you are. Your audience, to me, truthfully, the ones who remain are an embodiment of what that streamer represents, right? Because like you said, you know, you can ban someone who speaks negatively or in a certain kind of way, right? In your community. And I think that that's a very, very powerful part of streaming, which I think is underrated. Not necessarily to eliminate anyone who has a difference in opinion, but more so to create a welcoming and accepting environment, which I think you've done, and I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Damian's Bakery is fly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Damian's Bakery is fly.
He be coming through. I've seen him. He's looking around.
I mean, no, that's great. And if y'all want to learn, if y'all just want to talk, if y'all want to be part of a great community, like I said at the beginning, man, follow Day. Tune into Macadaamian at Twitch TV. Follow the TikTok because Damian is very, very open and very transparent, with all of these things, and I think that's a great thing.
Very, very diverse things on my stream. You can name anything. It could go from sex toys to animals. It will go through anything. Yeah. You can come talk about it, and I'm comfortable enough to talk about it.
Hey, there you go. And Day, like, I'm sorry to tell you, after that sentimental kind of conversation, it's time for you to get trolled a little bit, to really get put in the hot seat and thrown into the fire.
Hey, right?
But for real, I really appreciate you, coming through and having that convo. For sure. And thank you is all I can say. Okay, Day. Are you ready for your challenge?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, you see we got 2 bowls here. We got a set of chopsticks. And we got 10 beans in here. And your challenge, very simple challenge, Day. You have to transfer 10 beans from this bowl, 10 greasy beans, from this bowl to this bowl in a minute.
In a minute?
In a minute. In my book, you're a winner if you get 1 done. And there's one more caveat. It's not 1 hand, it's 2 hands that you gotta do it with.
Are you fucking
So you gotta look it up like this. All right, Day. I have the timer ready. Y'all can see we at 0 right now. You get a minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds to transfer 10 beans from this bowl to this bowl.
Do I get to wheel my chopsticks before the timer starts or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. We'll give you the handicap. All right. All right. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, now this is hard.
We had 10 seconds, 50 more. Greasy bean challenge. This ain't no joke.
Okay, I dropped one.
Try another one. All right, 23, 24, 25. Give me 1 day. Come on, 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
Okay, ding. There goes 1. You have 41 seconds. Dave, you get 3, you win $1 million, Dave.
Damn.
If you get 3, you win $1 million. Okay? Seven, 6, 5, 4. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
That is a lot harder than it looks.
We're gonna give him 3 because he got 2 in, and each of these are half just because you caught him out the bowl.
There's one like right there. So close.
We're gonna give you 3 out of 10, 30%. You know what? You're a winner in my book, Day.
Okay.
I appreciate you being a good sport. Thank you so much. Nah, you good. Yo, there goes the greasy bean challenge. Day in the hot seat, and you did it like a champ. You did it like a champ, because I tried this before and I got 0. So that shit is hard.
Are you for real?
I'm dead serious.
Holy shit.
So you are a champ, and Day, thank you for being part of Friendly Fire. I really appreciate you being here. I'm so happy to be
here. I really am.
Hey, y'all already see it, so y'all know the vibe. Stay tuned for the next one, baby. Peace.